Hi to the wonderful Carlos Camacho, psychologist and philosopher and rock star.
Yeah.
You look like one today. You look a bit different, though.
Yeah, you know.
Very dapper.
Yeah, that's it.
A dapper rock star.
That's what I want. That's the look I'm going for.
Mm-hmm. You got it right.
Just today.
Change every day.
Why not? I mean, if you want to convince others, you have to convince yourself first.
That's right. Dress for success, as we've spoken about.
Yeah. Well, that's it. It depending on how you feel, and so it's also an extension of your personality and the way you're feeling that day, I think.
That's right, and depending on what colour you wear as well.
That's it.
But we're going to chat about being an observer of our thoughts. That's really interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, it's an old age question too. It's that thing, isn't it? Like, it's almost like the dichotomy of the soul and the body, or the mind and body and so forth. Is there something else apart from just neurons just flicking away in the brain, or what is that voice, that conscience that we talk to, that we argue with sometimes? I mean, and it's one of those things that. Yeah, some people call it, like Freud used to call it, it's like that voice of reason that tells you what to do, and it's that thing that sometimes we debate with in our own mind, and it seems like it comes from somewhere else. But it's our own thought, isn't it?
Yeah, you'll get a thought and you think, where did that come from? How did I, out of the blue, where'd that thought come from?
That's it. It's a spark of consciousness that some would say that is divine, because it's hard to pinpoint.
Or a higher self.
That's right. And some materials will say, no, it's purely neurological. But I think if you go with your own experience, it doesn't feel that way. It does feel like there's something magical happening.
Angelic even. Yes.
That's right. And so it's always good to go with that voice as much as possible, because it allows us to we need to be guided sometimes, and we can get information from other people, but in the end we make up our own minds. And I reckon that voice, that debate that we have with ourselves, is a good thing to do. Yeah,
and intuition. Go with that.
Yeah, your gut, isn't it?
And but it is a good thing to do, that debate.
Yeah, because like you said, you're observing your own thoughts in a way, and so it's great. We call it in philosophy, is to be able to transcend our own bodies, and so once you do that, you're capable of seeing yourself in an objective way.
That's right. You're visualising, this choice or this choice.
That's it.
Seeing what it looks like.
Yeah, from the outside, which is quite interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you transcend, and so you're not caught up in the emotion of it, and you can objectify it in a way as much as possible, of course. And it's interesting to observe those own thoughts that we have, because then it's a lot easier to judge whether we're doing the right thing or not.
Yeah, we can get so many different opinions, can't we? But whether we Google, whether we ask someone else, but in the end, it's our own judgment or intuition, isn't it?
Yeah, and a lot of people ask other people just so that they can confirm that they're right.
Yeah, that's right.
Not so much to
for the advice.
Yeah, for the advice. You just want to, until you get you find the person that agrees with you.
Yeah, and you go, oh, that must be it then.
It's a little bit when we do research or essays, and you always quote the people that support your own argument.
Yeah, okay.
And so, and of course, someone that's truly objective would also identify contrary arguments, but that's a good thing, because then you can use that to say, okay, how am I going to justify my own thought? And so observing our own thoughts is a good thing. It's an ongoing thing, but it's very important to also hear opposite views.
It is, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Try them out in your own mind. See
because
gels.
Because we start, our initial intuition is to think, oh, that person thinks wrong, or that person is totally, how can that person think that way? But the first step should be really, what made that person get to that conclusion?
Yeah.
Why do they think totally different to me? If one can do that, wow, you're already on a good path to objectivity, you know, and broad-mindedness.
That's right. And what is their experience that's made them come to that?
That's it.
And your experience might be different. That's made you make a different decision or something.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
It's what again in philosophy they call empirical thought, empiricism. Your own experience. Or some would say that it's all we have, actually, our own experiences that create all of our thoughts and all our life. And others will say no, because there's also a way of reasoning without experiences. So, and that's true in a way. A lot of us haven't had experience of something, but if we're presented with a problem, we can reason that problem out.
Because we can make it feel like our own and imagine what it's like.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And you can visualize it, you can imagine it, and then you can reason your way into and out of it in a way. And anyway, they're the two largest philosophical debates.
Okay.
Empiricists and rationality, in a way. And it's and in science, it's a combination of both. Of being able to reason a certain problem, but also using your senses and your experiences of things. So, but when we're observing our own thoughts, it's also a combination of both, I think, as well.
I think it is too.
Because our thoughts come from somewhere. You know?
They have to.
They have to. Yeah, they have to come from somewhere. Yeah. Where that is, I think we're probably...
Do we know yet?
Well, there's different theories. There are different theories, none of which probably would satisfy us totally. But it's. I think the best thing to do is to come up with something that satisfies us. Again, something individual. If one believes that it's a divine spark, that's a wonderful thing. If one believes that it's purely neurological, that's fine if that helps you as well. But I think keeping ourselves open to different debates and ways of thinking, how others think, because remember, just like we have an observation of our own thoughts, others do too. And discussing that with people that are interested in it is a wonderful thing, because you get a lot out of it.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Because we all have like you said, we have a personal thought on where the thought comes from.
Yeah. And if you get into the habit of doing it, observing your own thoughts, having a bit of time on your own, like we always talk about in the show. Write it down. Just
analyze it.
Yeah, think of in your mind the thoughts that come or the issues that arise, and transcend in a way. You can observe yourself thinking about those. Yeah. And therefore, you might come to a different conclusion, or even a better one sometimes, because you're a bit more detached emotionally from whatever it is that worries you. Absolutely true. Good on you, Carlos. Just quickly before we close our chat today, and you've got to be aware that it could be programming from someone else's program that you're actually thinking about, like something from childhood that you've carried through with you. So recognising all of that as well. That's right. Well, obviously, the experiences we have from childhood. Again, we mentioned Sigmund Freud today. Yeah. He's the big one on that, on how influential that would be. And look, I think it makes sense, right, that in the first years of our lives, the first 10, 12 years, or whatever they may be, even the first 5, have a significant effect. Because we're a sponge. Oh, yeah. Well, obviously, the language is the first thing that you're going to... Whatever language you're taught, you're going to pick up. So the modes and ways of thinking are also going to stay with you to adulthood. The good thing about that is that we can change that if it doesn't work. Yeah. As you say, we can change. We can change that. It takes time, but we can change it. Yeah. We're all limited physically and in other ways, but with the mind, we can use certain techniques and read certain books and decide to think in a certain manner. And as long as one sticks to that, and then you would be able to have success. And why limit yourself? You can, just like I like changing my outfits. Yeah. Why not change your mind? Change your world. Change your mind, change your world, because it might have worked for you at a time, and now it doesn't. And it's good to adapt. And the person or the creature who adapts quicker is the one that survives, so we know that. That's true. That's true in nature as well. That's exactly right. Thanks for coming in, Carlos. I loved the chat, as always. Missed you last week. Yeah. We're back on track. We are. Genesis, that's who you chose. Yeah. First time I heard this song, I was actually living in Argentina when must have been 16, 15. Didn't know the band, didn't know what they were up to, but I think they had just succeeded to get onto the radio, and it's a beautiful song. It just shows Phil Collins' flexibility as a drummer. He's when you think about his music, it's quite big with the drums and so forth, with his Genesis on his own. But this one, he just held back with the drums, and it just banked on the melody, and it's a beautiful song, and it always reminds me of someone having a chat with themselves. This song, so enjoy.
Good on you, Carlos Camacho, psychologist and dear friend. See you next week.
Yep.
Here's Genesis, and that's all.